Hello guys, Jordan Connects here again with another episode of Embrace the Chase, where we are interviewing well over 100 entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers over the next year to kind of pick their brain, see if there's anything that we can learn and apply it to our lives. And today, I'm really excited to have author and entrepreneur Calvin Wayman, who's written this book and owns several companies here on the show. And before I actually get started, I have a bio I'd like to read because it's that good. And he's awesome. So he's, like I said, author, entrepreneur, and he's currently doing a millionaire case study. And what that means is he's documenting the very first story from zero to millionaire while it's happening, which is incredible. And when you read his book, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But let's kind of start at the beginning. In 2015, he was at a dead end, found himself anxious, depressed, and overweight, and I can relate to that, and in a mountain of debt, feeling just completely unfulfilled, but he realized something had to change. So he created a new vision for his life, and even with the responsibilities of a wife and a 1-year-old, he just suddenly quit his job and went after everything that his life envisioned, which is incredible. But since then, what he's accomplished in such a short time has been nothing short of incredible, but it hasn't been without heartache and pain, of course, and we'll dive deeper into that in the interview today. But he's not known for hiding the struggle that we all go through as human beings. In fact, he likes to share it openly, so inspiring others that they're actually more than capable than what they can imagine, which is just really cool. But his curiosity of always pushing himself to challenge his body and his mind, doing things like door-to-door sales, cold showers, and even this one I can't believe, racing a 50-mile ultra marathon in rain or snow. That's insane. Can't believe that. But since leaving his day job in 2015, he's actually gone on to create a social media management company, an agency where he helps businesses and individuals tell their story through the power of social media. He was actually recently featured on the Dave Ramsey Show, which reaches over 12 million people, sharing how he went from $53,000 in the hole to becoming debt-free for the first time in his life, which is incredible. Not to mention that you've also been featured in the Huffington Post, Social Media Examiner, Entrepreneur Magazine, and was also named a top 30 entrepreneur under the age of 30. This is just a lot. I love it, dude. And also the author, like I said, of the best-selling book, Fish Out of Water. And today he is a husband and a father of two, CEO of social media businesses, as well as a keynote speaker. Calvin Wayman. Dude, excited to have you on. That was a mouthful. You've accomplished so much.
Last thing, we need to cap it off. I'm a regular dude. I'm just a regular dude. That's something that people need to know. Like, it's crazy hearing it all together in one point, but yeah, just a regular dude going after it.
This is just absolutely incredible, man. Just reading all that, and especially after going through your book. And a lot of the questions and points I want to make in this interview are going to be directly out of the book. So for those of you who have not read the book, I'll give you guys a link. I'm assuming Amazon is where you're selling
Amazon, or
Okay.
the best way to forward to it, calvinwayman.com/book. We'll take you right there.
Perfect. I'll link that in the description below for you guys. But let's kind of start at the beginning, Calvin. Can you kind of tell me what the heck made you go from a day job to becoming an entrepreneur?
Man, I think the question's deeper than that in a lot of ways. Excuse me. I think we all want more. Like, it's wired in us. We want to grow. Like Tony Robbins says, if like growth is like, and progress is one of the deepest keys to happiness. And I think I've always wanted that. And I knew that I didn't want to be an employee. But really, just what made me finally do it wasn't like one day and I woke up and was like, well, I should be an entrepreneur. Like, I wanted it for years, right? Like, there might be people listening to this that there's something that you wanted for years. And I think what made me finally take the jump is at the end of every year, I'm always looking back and asking, well, what do I have to show for my life? What do I have to show for my ambitions? And in full honesty and transparency, I didn't have a whole hell of a lot to show for it year after year. I was just in a job that I didn't like. I got a pay cut 1 year and didn't really have much to show. It wasn't really going anywhere. It was just spinning my wheels. And the only thing that held me back was just me. Like, it wasn't knowledge, it was just the fear. And so what finally made me to just quit is I tried the side hustle stuff along with it, and nothing worked. And it just got to the point where I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired, but scared out of my mind, which is important because I think people think you have to build up enough courage and momentum, or motivation. I didn't have that, but I knew that I would rather face the fear and the uncertainty and give it a shot than let yet another year pass by where I just look back and be like, F, I'm just getting more and more stuck.
That's wild. So then that kind of brings me to my very first question. So Nick Unsworth, your mentor,
Yes.
did you meet him and then this shift happen, or did this shift already happen and then you met him?
No.
Okay.
Great point. And great point in my book, because what I believe heavily, and what I've been preaching so much over the last 2.5 years on my journey is a couple things. You can't wait until the timing is perfect. There's a quote I just heard recently from Mel Robbins, something like, there is no right time, there's only right now. And I think that's so key. And a lot of stuff that we want to have unfold, we're on the sidelines hoping it unfolds, and it doesn't. So just to answer your question in a longer way, yeah, I didn't meet my mentor until I was like, I gotta quit. I don't know what step 2 is or step 3 is. I know I want to be an entrepreneur. That's the end goal. And I literally don't know what step 2 is, but I know employee does not mean entrepreneur. Yeah, I know employee and entrepreneur is different. So step 1 is quit, like literally quit, and that was it. So I met Nick like 5 months into quitting my day job.
So then how did you meet Nick?
So after I quit my day job, I ended up moving to California from Utah, and it's actually quite random. I don't think I've gone this deep on a podcast on exactly how I met him, but literally how I met him was I was doing door to door because I was still searching for my passion, and I was like, I'm going to develop skills that I know will help me as an entrepreneur, help me run through some more brick walls that it's going to have to take to create the life that I want. And so while I was doing door to door, I was still looking around, trying to find the thing that will help me discover my passion, or the thing that will give me more understanding. And literally one morning, I was sitting there watching YouTube videos on my phone, and an entrepreneur I follow that has also had a lot of impact virtually and also in person is Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm sure you've heard of Gary V. And I found this video of Gary V doing like a 1-hour interview at his offices in VaynerMedia with this young-looking kid, like smooth-faced looking dude named Nick Unsworth. And it kind of took me aback because I was like, this guy looks a lot like me. He looks young. How the heck is he interviewing Gary V for an hour? And then I just researched the guy, realized he was in San Diego, where I had just moved to, and was putting on an event in a month. And so I was like, I'm going to go to that event. So I went to that event, something clicked, and I was like, well, am I serious or am I serious? And I just decided to jump all the way in again, just like I didn't know what was going to happen when I quit my day job, and jumped in. I didn't know what was going to happen when I put down 20 grand that I didn't have to hire a coach, and just did that, and it's been a crazy ride.
That's actually a point that you make later in the book that I absolutely love, talking about investing in coaching, which is fantastic. But so then we'll pivot then. I want to kind of talk about your book. So Fish Out of Water. I have the quote here that explains what a fish out of water is, and I'll read that first to provide context for people. Calvin states in his book, a fish out of water is someone whose comfort zone has been stretched in pursuit of leveling up in some aspect of his or her life. So obviously, by you saying you just quit, didn't know what the heck you were going to do, but wanted to find your passion. And I like the point that you just made about still doing something that gave you skills for the future. I think that's something a lot of people miss. But where along the way did this come about? Like, what inspired you to write the book, and why Fish Out of Water?
It's just been kind of a recurring theme with different things. But where the book came about is about a year into the journey. I knew I always wanted to write a book. In fact, what I have found since is most people do. Like, if I had to put money down, I bet you have a book that you want to write somewhere. Like, some point in your life, you want to have a book, right? And people listening to this probably want to have a book. So I had that, but it was going to be someday. it was going to be in 10 years when I had more experience, when I accomplished more and things like that. That was until I met a guy named Caleb Maddox. And for anybody that doesn't know Caleb Maddox, I'll just give you his short bio. And that is, here's a guy that has a six-figure business, interviewed with people like Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, a lot of cool people, been featured in Entrepreneur Magazine, Huffington Post, has at this point like 4 books. Super successful entrepreneur, right? Oh, and side note, he is 15. Or was 15 when I met him. So when I saw that, when I met Caleb Maddox and saw here's this 15-year-old kid that's crushing it, I realized in that moment, again, my own limitation. And that's kind of been my recurring theme. And I'm actually realizing this, even talking to you right now. It's like coming out. Like I couldn't be an entrepreneur, or could I? So I put my, that was my own limitation. That's why I stayed in my day job. I couldn't run 50 miles. That's why I would never do it. That's why I did it, to break that limitation. Like, I was going to write a book, but it was going to be someday. I don't know if I can do it now. That was my own limitation. And so when I discovered that was my own limitation, that was the only thing holding me back, then I was like, why don't I just change that? Why don't I write it this year? And so I just made it. It was in January 2016. So I was like, I'm going to do it this year. And something crazy I did last year that was really cool, I think, to get me into action is I took all of the goals I had for 2016 and I shrunk them to 6 months. So I did all my focus and action, everything to get them done by July, so that I would get taking action and not come into November and haven't started up any of them. All of them weren't done by the end of, by July, but a bunch of them were. One of them was my book, and that's why my book literally went live on Amazon July 1st. And that's because I put that the deadline, and it's kind of interesting how deadlines work. They tend to just make that happen. So that's what I did. I just made the decision. I knew I had a book, and I was just like, well, I'm not going to wait. And this was a topic that I wanted to talk about for a long time. I already was talking about it to other people. I was living it, and it just made sense. And I was like, more people need to know about this, because when they go after something, they feel awkward, they hit the fish out of water stage, they think something's wrong with them, and that's what makes them revert back. They need to know that this is normal. This is what all people go through. And if you understand that, then you can go from awkward to awesome. You know, like, so that's just what made me jump in.
No, it's super good, man. I love it. I like seeing the tie-in, hearing you talk about it after everything I've just read. But so you also mentioned, I mean, obviously you like seeing people who are inspired and passionate achieving what they want to do. So kind of, since we're talking about the book, how did you go about doing that? Was that self-published, or did you partner with a company?
I self-published. My book cost a grand total of $21 to produce. And I think that's important too, because that's some people think that's a big hurdle, that I'm going to have to come up with thousands of dollars to write a book, or hire an editor, or do all this stuff. I spent $21, and that was just to go to Fiverr. If you look at the book cover, I literally bought that off of Fiverr from somebody that had unlimited revisions. Like, yeah, that was the $21. Other than that, it was totally free. So for those of you listening right now that maybe you have a book inside of you that you want to get out, well, through Amazon, or also called Create Space, that's owned by Amazon, you can literally publish your own book. And what's cool is with Create Space, by the way, I have no affiliation. I'm not getting paid to say this or anything like that. But the cool thing with Create Space, like, if you have a book that you want to publish, go there. Because you literally do not only do not have to buy any inventory, but when you go buy my book right now, you buy it on Amazon, it's on your doorstep in 2 days. But in this very moment, literally in this moment, zero inventory of my book exists. There is not my book sitting on any shelf in Amazon. It is a digital file. They will print it, box it, ship it on your doorstep in 2 days. That's the world we live in. So no more excuses. Like if you have a book inside of you, quit waiting, and just get it out. And this is something I don't really talk about. You didn't even ask the question, but I kind of want to use it since we have a camera. The thing that helped me write my book the most was this wall right here. And I want to tell you, you see a little pink sticky note right there? So that's just one left of a bunch. So the very first step, I think, in writing a book is what I call puking it out of you. You gotta puke it out as horrible and ugly as possible, and not leave it in. So a lot of people try to write like the first draft or the first chapter and go sequentially, or write the content and then go. And I tried a bunch of different methods, but the thing that finally got it out of me is I bought Post-it notes. And literally any idea, like any concept of like, oh, CIA, I wrote that down and stuck it to the wall. Or the concept of, this is fish, so get schooled, I wrote that down and stuck it to the wall. Or if you just stay on, if you're on the right track but you're not moving, you'll still get run over. I put that on the sticky note and stuck it to the wall. And my whole wall, right there, was covered in Post-it notes. And what was cool about that is it now was out of me, but then I could look at the Post-it notes and see one idea and how it triggered another idea. I would write it down and stick it to the wall. And eventually I had a whole wall full of Post-it notes. Then, from there, it was now out of me. Many of the Post-it notes, I found out, by the way, had nothing to do with fish out of water. They were just ideas that were swimming around in my head, so I could take those off and put them there later. It's probably another book I'll write another day. And then all of those other concepts I then could bunch together. I thought there was going to be 7 principles I needed to talk about in Fish Out of Water, but going through that process and getting them out and bunching them together, I realized I had 3 main sections on my wall. And guess what they turned into? That's what was this principle of CIA, that was the principle of getting schooled, and that was the principle of swimming like a shark. The 3 main pillars of the book Fish Out of Water. So I don't know why I went there. There must be an author listening right now that is about to write a book and needs to share their message with the world. But that's how I got it out, was just after trying a bunch of things, just putting on Post-it notes, getting it out there, and then organizing it after. Then the writing part became super easy. Then I could just take a Post-it note off the wall, come to my computer right here, and write about that same thing, and it just flows in there.
You've blown my mind, especially the $21 comment. That's crazy. So did you just upload a PDF to Amazon?
Exactly.
For those of you listening, like he said, that want to be an author, wow, that's crazy. I love that so much.
And the benefit that you get, like if you have a business or you're an entrepreneur, if you have 2 people that are trying to be decided on who they're going to go with, and person A is really good, but then person B is really good, and they wrote the book on the thing that you're hiring them on, you're going to pick that person every time. So I can't run it up. Now, I actually bent that rule. A lot of experts were like, Calvin, you have a social media business. Your book should be on social media. And I get that, but I just had to get this book out first. I'm sure my social media book is still coming.
Yeah, but you're also a speaker.
Exactly.
So awesome stuff. So CIA, so consistent imperfect action. Can you talk a little bit more about that, getting schooled and swim like a shark? Obviously not too much, because I want people to read the book. But why those 3 things?
So the first part of the book, in fact, if I rewrote the book again, I would have a chapter 0 and kind of talk about like what it means to become a fish out of water. So the whole book is assuming you already are a fish out of water. And again, going back to the definition, meaning you are stepping out. You feel awkward, like you're out of your element, and you're like, WTF, what do I do now? Now that I'm like floundering, I don't want to revert back to my old normal. I'm trying to get in better shape, and I don't know how the F to do it. I want to get in a better relationship, I don't know how. I want to grow my business, I don't want to know how. I don't know how to do it. So in that space, how do you break through so you don't revert back? And in my journey, and in what I've recognized in many stories that I even put in the book, other entrepreneurs that are successful, they followed 3 core principles. The first one was CIA. When you become a fish out of water, every successful person I know, like you cannot find an exception, became a member of the CIA. Now, before you think I'm crazy, like, there's no way everybody joined the Central Intelligence Agency. That's not what's made them successful. CIA is an acronym for consistent imperfect action. Meaning, when you're in the game, you have to keep taking action, even imperfect action. A lot of times we freeze and think it has to be perfect before we move. But life needs movement. Progress doesn't happen without movement, without action. And the deeper I've gone down this rabbit hole, I've seen how true it is. Like, I was just hanging out with Tom Bilyeu of Impact Theory. He has an awesome show. He was at Thrive, right?
Yeah.
So something that he said at an event, probably at Thrive or another event that he was at, is even stronger than what I say on consistent imperfect action. I'm like, just get in the game, do something. He's like, if you were doing the opposite of what you should be doing, if you're doing the opposite, like your actions are so bad that it's moving the opposite direction, you want to go to California, but you're going east, like, that is better than standing still. And so that's what that first principle I hope is giving people the freedom to do. Because, again, we are our own limit. And so we don't take action because we're going to be judged by it not looking. Get it freaking done. Move. Do something, even if it's imperfect. So that's the first main principle. Become a member of the CIA. Take consistent, imperfect action, because that's how you're going to progress and get to where you want to go. Now, I don't know if you want to go anywhere there. If not, I can go deeper into the get schooled.
Oh, keep going.
Okay, so the get schooled is the second principle. And so you're moving, you're taking action. Now, how do you progress in a massive way? Like, how do you take your current situation and have massive growth? Well, you do that by getting schooled. And what I mean by get schooled, since it's called fish out of water, school in fish terms is like, it's a group of fish going in a similar stream. Like in a stream of, like, we're all going this way. And you've heard the quote that you're the average of 5 people you hang out with most. That's kind of what this is. Getting schooled is getting in that group where other people are freaking moving too. Other people are taking consistent imperfect action. Other people are where you want to be. That could be other people that are like you, that are going after it. Or it can also be a mentor that is doing it or has done it. That's what it means to get schooled. And you mentioned Nick Unsworth. That was huge for me. Like, getting around other entrepreneurs, going to Thrive for the first time, holy cow. That was a massive get schooled moment for me. It was the first time I was around so many people that I was like, holy shit, they get me. Holy cow, other people want to have freedom like me. Other people want to create a business and make an impact. I didn't have that. I was working my face off, but once I was around it, then it just opened up so many ideas of possibility and just made me go super, super fast. And so that's really what getting schooled will do, is speed up the process. It will just get you where you want to go way faster. So, first principle, become a member of the CIA. Second principle, get schooled. And then the third thing is swim like a shark. Now, here's something that I've kind of formulated, at least on the last two, as I've talked about this more. CIA is kind of like getting in the game. Getting schooled is getting you there faster. And swimming like a shark is like the glue. It's like making sure you stay as a shark. And so what swim like a shark means is the big level is act like a shark. Act like the type of person you want to be like. If you want to be a Warren Buffett, act like him. Don't just do what he does, but consistently act like him. Consistently behave in that way. If you want to get in better shape, act like the type of person that is always in really good shape. And I have the swim is actually an acronym in the 4 key areas to behave like the shark that you want to be. So the S stands for success, the W stands for words, the I stands for improve, and the M stands for measure. So let me tell you what each of those are. So success is just defining success like a truly successful person, like sharks. And the way the short version of this is the way I have noticed how successful people define success is the exact opposite of guppies, as I call them in the book. And that is this. Most people think that success is achievement. They think once I have that, I'm successful. Once that thing comes to me, I'm successful. Or said another way, the thing is a result, something outside their control. Every successful person I know always brings success into their circle of influence, inside their control. So if you're trying to get in better shape, success for a guppy is probably losing 10 pounds. Now, that's not to say the shark doesn't want to lose 10 pounds, but you want to know what success is to the shark? Working out 5 days this week. Or even so simple, like I just barely made a post on this that's going to be going out on my social media this week. I just finished losing 50 pounds. And I had a bad habit of working out. I could not work out consistently. And so I tried to find out what's the small little thing to work out consistently. It wasn't working hard and it wasn't working smart. It was working small, working simple. My goal, so I could put an X on the calendar, my workout goal was not to work out for 30 minutes. I tried that and it wasn't very consistent. It wasn't for 10 minutes. It wasn't even for 1 minute. My workout goal was to push play on the DVD player. Like that was literally the workout goal, to push play. Now what I mean by this is that was something 100% my control that created a domino effect. If I press play on my workout program, chances are I would sit there in front of the workout program. Chances are I would get up and start moving and falling around. And 1 second of movement was better than 0 seconds of not working out. And so that was literally the small little goal. And so what I use this as the example of is, again, you could go ahead and say goal is 10 pounds lost outside of your goal, or you could bring it so simple, so easy, and push play. That is true success. True success is doing the things that are within your control. Because if you do those things, then the results come as a byproduct. So that's the S in swim. The W is words. I'm just a big believer that we create our own reality, especially with what we say and what we say to ourselves. And so a big change for me was I realized that through mentoring and getting schooled and stuff like that is if I wanted to feel more certain, then I needed to use more certain language. And that had a massive impact on my life. Like my wife would come and say, "Are you going to have a good day today?" And I'd be like, "I don't know. It's not over yet. I hope so." Very uncertain. And as soon as I learned how powerful your words were, what you're telling yourselves, when my wife came and asked me, "Am I going to have a good day?" I said, "Yes, absolutely, certainly." And that changed how I felt. It changed my entire reality. And this is something that I've noticed with other sharks. They use definitive certain language. A lot of times we want to be uncertain because we don't want to be wrong. Who gives a shit if you're wrong? It's probably your fear of judgment of other people for being wrong. If you get rid of that and you don't care, like, then you can just be more certain. Like, I have the full intention of having a good day. Does that mean I'm not going to get a tire that gets popped? No. But it means that I had a full intention of doing it. It makes me more in control of my reality. And so that was just a massive thing. So whatever it is that you want to change and to grow and to level up into, it's very important to check your words and check your language. It was super awesome for me to have my wife like hold me accountable whenever I said things that were what I call fluffy language, where it was like, I don't know, or uncertain or sure. She was like, is that certain language or uncertain language? And then I had to think about it, like, yeah, you know what, it's this. So that's massive. Just a very huge key. Successful people, sharks, use certain language. And then the I is improve. I don't know a single successful person that has sustained success that is not always looking for some way to improve. They're masters because they're always the student. That's a line I should have put in the book. I didn't put that in the book, but it should be in there.
Post a
They're
note.
the master because they're always the student. And that's just something that is super, super key. I don't even need to go deep in that. Like whatever your skill is, whatever you want to do, continually improve. Go to events, buy courses, YouTube stuff, but always continually improve. That's how you're going to get to where it is you want to go and stay there. And then the final thing, measure. Measure was a big deal because I remember when I wanted to improve in a certain area, a mentor asked me once, well, what's the measurements? How are you measuring it? And I realized I wasn't measuring it. And my mentor said, you get more of what you measure. Or another thing he said was, what you measure gets managed. What you measure gets managed. So if you want to improve a certain area, measure it. Now, here's a big key that I would say is I want to tie the measure piece to the success piece I said earlier, because most people, like if you want to lose weight, for example, are measuring their weight. Well, a couple things. Don't just measure the results that you want, because, by the way, you get more of what you measure. So if you were measuring weight, and if you believe you get more of what you measure, then you probably should measure something else, like not how much you weigh if you're wanting to lose, otherwise you'll get more weight. You could measure like maybe weight loss, like that's a minor distinction, but the most successful people measure something, again, inside their control. How long did I work out? How many workouts did I do? Instead of like, if you want to make 6 figures and that's a certain amount per month, why don't you break it down into things like maybe you're a salesperson. Instead of how many sales you got, how many sales calls did you do? How many, like for me, how many doors did I knock on when I was doing door-to-door sales? How many pitches did I give? How many coaching conversations did I have with somebody if I'm a coaching client? Measure the stuff that's 100% in your control, because if you do that, you will manage that, and the results will just come as a byproduct of you measuring those things inside your control. So that's the rundown. I hope that gives people a taste of what it is, what's in the book. Become a member of the CIA, get schooled, and swim like a shark.
That was awesome. Dude, those just non-stop knowledge nuggets. I'm like over here writing feverishly.
And that's what I hope the book is too. Like if you show them the book, it's not very thick. I edited the shit out of that thing. I wanted it to be read in a one-way plane trip. It's not that thick, but I wanted to just like thing after thing. It's like boom, boom, boom. Something that you can take and use like now.
Yeah, it's 121 pages. So yeah.
Not too crazy.
Not too crazy. But I kind of want to jump back on 2 things that you were talking about when you were going through swim. And in the book on page 31, you talk about the power of decision. And you actually have a quote where you say, instead of worrying if people made the right decision, successful people make a decision and then they make it right.
Yes.
Can you go into more detail about that? Because I love that.
That changed my life. That idea changed my life. When I quit my day job, I had never been more anxious in my entire life. And this is something I don't go too deep in the book. I was deeply depressed, so anxious that I was getting maybe 2 hours of sleep a night when I was used to getting 9. I was soaked. I would wake up sweating profusely. My wife would wake me up because I was getting her soaked through my own sweat. I was so out of my, like, going crazy. To the point, like, I literally vomited. I was vomiting. I lost like 10 pounds in a week. I was in so much anxiety. So if you have a weight loss plateau, just get anxious. That's it. So why was I so anxious? I was so anxious because I didn't know if I made the right decision. And I didn't know where to go next. And I didn't know where to go next because I was paralyzed that what if I take a step and I hit a landmine? What if I go down the wrong path and I should have gone down the other path? Like, all those things made me go crazy. Then I learned that it's not the point of decision that is the end-all be-all. And this is something that I learned from my mentor, Nick Unsworth. It, like, that this one key was well worth the $20,000 that I invested in myself through mentorship. If that was all I got. But I learned that it's not the point of the decision that matters. Like, it's what you do after the decision that is made that counts. You can't move without a decision. So a decision is important. But you can obsess about it. Successful people don't worry if they made the right decision or not. Instead, they make the decision and then make it right. What that means is, pick, do something. And whatever you pick, act as though it was the right one. I give the corny example of a couple getting married in the book. Let's say Bob and Sally get married. If Bob gets married, then all of a sudden he's anxious and worried, like, maybe I shouldn't have married Sally, maybe I should have married Susan. Then what's he going to do? He's going to be looking at Susan or looking at other women and be like, shit, he might notice things in his wife that bothers him so much and validate where he might have gone wrong. And it becomes that self-fulfilling prophecy. But let's say after he gets married, he says, oh, she's the right one. What does he do? He focuses on all the reasons why she's the right one. And that relationship automatically, by nature, flourishes. The point with these two distinctions is one relationship ends, or one flourishes, one ends. What's the difference? Well, the point of this, the thing I want to highlight is the point of decision was the exact same. It wasn't the decision that counted. It was what was the focus after the decision that counted. And so that freed me. Oh my gosh, that freed me. I quit my employee job. I'm going to make it right. I paid this person $20,000. I'm going to make it right. I haven't made money yet. It's been 3 months. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, well. I'm not going to look that it was wrong. I'm going to make it right. I'm going to start a social media business. Awesome. I'm going to make it right. Like, doing that has freed me because I didn't have to look backward. I didn't have to look sideways. I could just go and say, well, it was the right decision. I'm going to prove to myself it's right. I'm going to take action as though it was the right thing. And that's really the key, how I took 5 years or 7 years, worth of debt and paid it all off in 8 months. Because I was doing decisions that I didn't have to look back on. I was just taking action and said, this is the right decision and moving. It will free you like nothing else. Like, get rid of the anxiety and the worry and of like, should I pick this logo or that logo, this website name, this website name? Pick it. Behave as though it was the right decision and move.
I love it, dude. You're so freaking pumped up right now. You're making me just want to get up and go do something.
And it's because it's just freaking work, man. It's freaking work.
I love it.
I just hope somebody gets some of it and freaking moves too.
I love it, man. So then, going off of making a decision, I kind of want to circle back to the $20,000 you keep talking about. So a lot of people will buy e-courses online and do that kind of thing. But what really, and it's probably too broad of a question, but I guess answer it every way you'd like. What really was the impact on paying somebody to be your coach? Not the monetary, like the $20,000, because I feel like sometimes people focus way too much on the dollar amount. But what did that really do for you as a person when you made that everything? Like when you made that decision, your business, your mindset, just everything.
The first thing it did immediately is it was like fucking game on. Like it was just serious. It was no longer a cool idea anymore. It was like, I'm committed. And I don't know, I mean, people are listening to this. You probably have heard of The Secret and stuff like that. And so you might believe in the law of attraction. For me, what it did is it now, what it felt like, this is the only thing I can explain as to what it felt like. It felt like the universe was now crystal clear on what I meant, what I wanted. Like, I had so many thoughts going on, like what I was going to do, what I wasn't going to do. And I feel like the universe kind of hears our vibrations of our thoughts, but then looks at our actions to see whether we're serious or what we really need. And so I had these aspirations, and so cool things did come about. Like, that I feel like where the universe like, is this what you mean? Like even me seeing the video of Nick and going to that event. But when I committed and put the money down and took action with it, it was almost like the universe was like, I totally get it now. I see that's what you want. And things just like, it felt like things just opened up. Doesn't mean I didn't take a shitload of action. That was the other thing it made me do. But things just opened up so much. And because I put 20 grand on something, I was so committed that I did actions that my mentor told me that I probably wouldn't have done if I would have just bought a $500 course from him online. I probably wouldn't have done it. He could have given me the same thing, but because I put 20 grand down, and he's like, okay, this is what the strategy I would recommend. You should do this. You shouldn't take the safe route right now and go create Facebook ads. Everybody wants to do that. You need to do the grassroots. Go bang on some more doors, so to speak. Like, get dirty, knee to knee with people, talk to people about your services, and get some clients that way, get some one-on-one clients. I probably wouldn't have done that. But because I showed that I was serious, I took the actions that were required to get to where it is that I wanted to go. And yeah, and the other cool thing is it just felt like it showed the universe I was serious, and so other cool things just opened up one thing after another, and things built on top of itself.
I love it. I love it. Not to mention that your network now is like insurmountable.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. When you get connected to a mentor, they're probably they probably have other people that are in their same circle. Yeah, getting connected with people like John Lee Dumas, who lived right by Nick, and getting on his podcast, Eel Fire, but now calling him a good friend, going to other events that I wouldn't have known about, and connecting with Gary Vaynerchuk in person, or like Robert Herjavec of Shark Tank, Damon John. Like it just doesn't end, and one action stacks on another action, but one idea doesn't always stack on another idea, especially if you're just sitting on the sidelines. So get in the game and get moving.
That was a phenomenal way to end it. One action does not stack on it. Wait, you said one action does stack on another action, but one idea does not stack on another
Does not
idea.
necessarily
That's
stack on
awesome.
another idea.
Huh.
So get moving.
That's awesome. Calvin, thank you so much for being on the show. I want to respect your time, so we'll wrap it up right there. For those of you that are just as hungry as I am to learn more, I promise you, I'll put the link in the description below. Go check out this book. It'll be a link on his actual website, and hit him up. Follow him on Facebook, all the above. He's an absolutely incredible guy. Or if you'd like to meet him in person, come to Thrive next year.
Oh, did you want to give him the gift?
Yes. So socialmediamakeover.org. Calvin's giving out a free gift right now. Normally he does not do this, but socialmediamakeover.org. The link is in the description below. He's giving out a free social media makeover, kind of looking at your social media, figuring out what's good, what's not good, and what he advises that could make it just an absolute slam dunk and even better. So take advantage of that for sure. Thank you so much, Calvin. I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. Catch you guys later.
See ya.